Welcome in everybody. Another Saturday edition of Also Eligible is live. And it appears my Twitch is working today because it wasn't working on Thursday. Don't ask me why, but it's working today.
Yay!
I mean, this was my sound machine won't work on here, so because I'm tethered to the, you know, I'd give myself a couple of different ones there, but including one which I use exclusively on mine because I could be a little more uncensored. But AJ's here. We brought him back because he had more winners than me last week.
I did. I pulled that Irish horse on it, and if I
Yeah,
didn't just go to Ireland, I would have never even looked at that Irish
yeah.
horse.
And let's just say one thing. AJ did get screwed a little bit, I think, because
I
there
did.
was some controversy on X about that race that he had. Because when they showed the picture, and I should have pulled it up, I didn't, but when they showed the photo finish, it looked like it was like this far beyond the wire when the picture was taken. So
Why am I hearing now more than ever more and more people screaming about horse racing being fixed? But I mean, look, horse racing's always been fixed to a
mhm,
degree,
yeah,
but that's more on the jockey and trainer side. But now I'm hearing about the stewards and just the actual results where people are saying, look,
hmm
this clearly happened and it
yeah,
was up to the track to take care of it and they didn't. Or so tracks are
yeah.
fixing races now people are complaining about. Is that just Dave Portnoy crying too much or do we have a real
Um,
problem here?
well, there was something I saw in passing yesterday on X, which was had people in an uproar. There was a horse at Keeneland goes into the gate at 15-1. When he comes down to the gate and starts running down the backstretch, he's 13-1. And when he wins by about a football field, he's 6-1.
How can the odds change after the gate opens?
Well, the reason why is they're updating the wagers every 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever the time frame is. And because you're taking in wagers from all over the country and probably North America, maybe even the world, it's getting that data into the hub. And that is what's bringing that last minute money in.
Yeah, but we're in America. We're not in Iran. So you would think that they could do this quicker or maybe what's the answer? Do they have to close the windows maybe a minute before the actual race starts so that there's less suspicion of illegal activities going on here?
They might have to do that. Now, one thing that they did do at Gulfstream, your home track,
Mm-hmm.
where my horse is at. Well, our horse because you
That's
bought
right.
into him. Yeah.
Part of our stable.
hmm And
We have
he,
seven now, Joe. Seven.
yeah,
Seven in our stable.
yeah, I've added to your addiction.
And if anyone thinks, you know, everybody's always negative. Everybody's always negative until they get into something like that soccer club, the Carrick Rangers. I did it. I ran a pistol in my soccer. That's the dumbest thing ever. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. I don't know. It seems like a pretty good deal now. But with our, uh, whatever you want to call them, micro investments that we have in these horses,
Yeah.
I have, after five races with the town,
hmm
made about 20% of my initial investment back already.
Not bad. hmm
But with no ongoing day to day expense.
hmm Yeah.
I don't know. I dig it.
Well, we'll get to my news here. Now, I did tell AJ because I originally thought Shippy 24 had been um, the the purchase period was closed and all that. Here it wasn't, so I got AJ uh, into got a piece of Shippy there, and I doubled down on my investment on Shippy.
Nice.
So I put another $500 down on him, which is 10 shares. So I'm up to 20 shares. I'm not going any further. and hopefully that horse will be a monster, especially when he runs. Probably, I'm guessing they're going to run him over the summer, give him a couple of months, get some additional training in him, just the mental aspects of it more than the physical.
It could be exciting next year at this time if we have Shippy, who won't be named Shippy. Shippy 24 is just his.
Yeah,
He's basically unnamed at this point.
yeah.
But with him and then Woodbine, if they can both.
Woodburn.
Woodburn, yeah, Woodburn, yeah. Woodburn.
We're just for those that were listening, just for those that are watching. We were talking about Woodbine earlier today because Woodbine has a pick six carryover today, and people, they'd be like, "Wait, it's opening day. How do they have a pick six carryover?" Well, they never finished the last card of last year, so they got to pay out last year's money with the pick six. So that's why they're doing it. But good.
Well, if they both fire, Woodburn has extremely high expectations and just buzz around this horse because of who his mother was, and then his last three brothers were Biaza. Did Biaza retire? Is that why I'm not seeing Biaza come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so Biaza, Flying Mohawk, and Mage were the last three in order, and all three of them, I believe. Well, Biaza did not win a Triple Crown race, but Mage won the Derby, and I think Flying Mohawk won the Preakness or the Belmont. I forget which one it was. So yeah, there's a lot of hype on these horses. And
Baeza did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, Baeza did win the Pennsylvania Derby.
Okay, yeah, I know it was a good horse. He just had to constantly go up against journalism and sovereignty last year. It was his big problem.
Yeah, which is what we're going to be focusing on today as well. Is they both return. They're both going to Oaklawn. And, if we could have gotten away with it, we probably would have opened the show with dueling banjos.
Yeah, huh?
But, we know we can't do that because of copyrights and stuff like that. So we'll play it safe. We'll play that AI music that I've been playing on the weekends. So
we can come up with some really cool. I have a couple of things. We've got a connection with a guy who's really dynamite. He's been cutting. He releases music on his own, period. But he's been doing some for the soccer club I'm involved with, and it's great music. And he just gives us the right to use it. And then also our guy Andy, who's on the Rangers show. That's what he does. Is he does music. So yeah, we could probably get one of these guys to bang out a killer theme song for you, which sounds really good. Hey, Shippy 24 is. Let me make sure that I'm correct here. Shippy 24 is what's the sire? Is it?
Life is Good.
Life is Good. So Life is Good yesterday. I don't know if you know this. Do you know about Wagley?
Yeah, I saw that. That happened 10 days ago with Keeneland.
Okay. Well, that was the first winner for the downline of Life is Good. So that's gotta bode well for our confidence anyway, with Shippy.
Yeah. And the one thing I said with I'll let you into my thinking when I saw that article. Once I saw the news of Wagley, when I saw that, I was like, Keeneland, okay, Wesley Ward is probably the trainer and blah, blah, blah. After trying to find it for a little bit, yeah, Wesley Ward is the trainer of Wagley. And when it comes to those 2-year-old races in the spring at Keeneland, Wesley Ward is the king of those 2-year-old races because he always has his horses ready first time out. So if you see a horse that's like 3 to 5, 2 to 5 in these 2-year-old races in April at Keeneland, it's Wesley Ward.
Okay.
So he gets his horses ready from the start.
I thought it was exciting though.
Yeah. So right now, because once we get to the summer months and we're going into those 2-year-old races when they start to go 7 furlongs, a mile and the 16th. I admit I won't know what to do with any horses that are sired by Life is Good because this is his first crop that's making it to the races. So we'll eventually see, can these horses go the distance? And even looking at the pedigree, you could always have a horse that runs beyond your expectations of the pedigree and all that. So, I mean, my perfect example is Cigar was bred for the grass, didn't take to the grass. Bill Mott says, "Oh, we'll just run him on dirt. He wins 16 races in a row."
Yeah,
But
those were good. Those were good times.
yeah,
And people can find. All right, this is a little bit of just to get this out of the way without making a real big deal about it yet, because it's not the official grand opening. We're not ribbon cutting anything yet, but we have gotten involved with a brand new horse racing outlet, Q&A Racing. So you can go to QandARacing.com. They're carrying our stable section for our stable on there, and it's not. We're not calling it the Bleacher Brothers stable. Maybe we'll come up with a better name for it, but our stable. And eventually here there'll be really big announcements with Q&A, but everything Q&A was on there last night. There's there's all kinds of. A horse sold for $10 million yesterday at the OPS.
wow.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
$10.5 million. It's literally on Q&A, and I can't do much without Luker. But maybe you can if you want to. I don't know if you can screen share Q&A. But yeah, it was Flightline Colt shatters the record, sells for $10.5 million. That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could you imagine $10 million? What if the horse never runs?
Yeah. Well,
there it is, right there. See the Flightline Colt?
Yeah. Now, the question is, and the thing is, you can make money beyond on the track. I mean, you can make the money if you're still on the court when it's time to breed. That's where you get your money as well.
But what do you do? How do you breed a horse? Let's, God forbid, we don't want this, but let's just say this Flightline Colt never runs. Or he runs once and comes up lame or comes up last or whatever. I mean, he's got no value then, does he?
His pedigree does help out, but I think, but sometimes you gain value in the breeding shed because it's like, this horse really didn't do much on the track, but he's actually much better with producing offspring. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It seems steep, and I saw Portnoy.
Whoops, that wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't what I was expecting to be.
Yeah, I thought, wow, I made it onto Q&A Racing. Look at that. I'm pretty popular already.
Yeah.
But I saw Portnoy bought a horse yesterday. Of course, a gray horse, because that's all he buys. But he paid like an insane amount of money. And then people told him, you're crazy. And he said, yeah, I know that I'm crazy, but that's what it costs. And I can't take the money with me. And I'm kind of liking Portnoy a little bit more and more than I used to. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think he has a home here in Philadelphia.
Could be,
or at least he used to.
Yeah, it would make sense with the deal that he used to have with Penn up there, right?
Yeah. Well, Penn National is actually in the Harrisburg area.
Well, who wants to live in Harrisburg, though?
Josh Shapiro.
Oh. On this on Q&A, somewhere I think it's on the. There's a whole section, but on the homepage, I believe down at the bottom, there's a it's called Our Stable at this point. But it's got Quills Picks winners. Pretty soon, again, I don't want to put too much out, but pretty soon this is going to be exclusive home of all the horse racing content that we put out there.
And we did give out a winner yesterday.
Beautiful.
That
picture right there alone is a winner.
Yeah, that's a great spring picture that I like to use. Alpine Princess won, and that was like the transitive property rules that I use from time to time.
Okay.
Claret Beret beat Nitrogen last week in the Apple Blossom or 2 weeks ago. Face a tough horse. Let's use her. And don't you know the one did win? So
it says Q&A is a startup, and we're lucky enough to get involved with them. So check it out, spread the word. And I know that there's big plans for Q&A down the line. But anybody watching this, there you go, sneak peek. I guess all the bells and whistles maybe are not completely set up on here yet, but the content is coming out daily because I've been watching it.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna have some fun with this site here. And I think I've said it last week. I'll say it again. The Puma there on the bottom left there.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's my Derby pick.
Okay. I've started digging in on the Derby, but I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that the Puma is going to be my pick on the Derby.
But
scroll down. Can you go down to the bottom on there? And is there our stable down there? If you scroll all the way down the page, should go Derby. Yeah, they go our stable.
Yeah,
that's us. And there's a Shippy right there. Shippy in training.
Mm-hmm. And there is they mention ahead of time these wraps that are on his legs, on Shippy's legs. Don't worry about
article.
It. Yeah, it's in the article. We'll let you go to the article so you can see what that is exactly. Impractical.
Look at the size of Impractical. I mean, does he not look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in like 1987? Just his build?
Yeah.
He looks like Canseco.
Mm-hmm. Let's just hope Impractical, instead of saying nay, says, I'm Jose Canseco. I'm Jose Canseco.
Well, then we'll have to throw him off the show, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Impractical's running on Friday. Where's he running?
Keeneland.
In Keeneland, yeah. And everything I hear, we're hoping to move forward, which we did tremendously in the last race. And if we move forward this race, it should put us in the winner's circle.
Yeah, and he had a vast improvement last time out the fairgrounds. Goes to Keeneland here. And by the way, that is, I believe, let me just check one thing here. No, it's not. Okay. It is the next to last race of the meet at Keeneland, because that's closing day that Friday. Because they go to Churchill Downs next Saturday. They still haven't listed as a colt, though.
I have one of his balls in my office in a little formaldehyde jar, so he's definitely not a colt.
And John Kruk has the other, because he had that issue when he was with the fillies in '93. So let's implant it in there.
Maybe they're the same. Maybe Impractical wins the race and then just quits immediately once he hits the winner's circle, kind of like Kruk. Didn't Kruk do that? Didn't he hit a single and then just walk off and say, I'm retired?
Yeah. Because he ended up exactly with a 300 batting average. 300 batting average and 100 homers.
Hey, here's the bet of the weekend. Does Rob Thompson, who is the manager of the Fillies on Monday morning? Is it Don Mattingly or still Topper?
I think it's still going to be Topper.
They can't hit. They can't win.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, in a situation like this, you may just say, all right, you're gone. But I wouldn't be surprised if they make the seat a little bit hotter by getting rid of the hitting coach, Kevin Long.
I've never liked him since he was the Yankees hitting coach. I've never, ever liked this dude. But here's, and I know this is not what this show is about, but here's my take on the Phillies. We're never going to win with Alec Bohm as our third baseman and with Stott as the second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
They both are subpar. Stott is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And Bohm he's just, you know, he's not what you need at third base. And the older Harper gets, and let's see what happens with Schwarber now. He got his money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not knocking the dude. He's always going to hit around 200.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as long as he's jacking out 50, we're fine with that. But I mean, Bermudo's hitting so far, which is great, and Harper's gotten hot.
Yeah.
But they from a distance, I don't have my finger on it like you do, but it kind of looks a little bit messy over there. Thank God that the Mets suck really bad, but you can blink and you could be 15 games behind the Braves here in about a month if you don't start getting it together.
Well, by next weekend.
Yeah.
Because they play 2 more times here and they play 3 or 4 more times down there. And you were saying having the finger on the pulse of the Phillies. I did do that episode of Top Fan Rivalry on Monday. We recorded on Monday. It got released on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you know, some of the highlights that I had ended up happening on Tuesday and Wednesday.
And you filmed it on Monday?
We did it on Monday, yeah.
Okay.
I said that Edmundo Sosa hadn't touched the field in a week. He needs to be on the field more often, even if you just do one day at third base, one day at second base. I said Otto Kemp's got to get a start every once in a while in the outfield because that's the way baseball is. You need to get your bench players a start every now and then. And I said by the second half of the year, I think Justin Crawford's going to be the leadoff guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's cooled off in the past week, but that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody can keep it going forever. And that's why I see like Yankee fans panicking and Judge is horrible and this, and it's too soon to be burning the house down. But at the same time, you can be a little bit concerned. Do you know who Sid Rosenberg is?
No.
All right, I won't even go into it. Sid Rosenberg's a big radio guy. He's been on forever. He goes back. He used to be on with Imus. He was on down here. Now he's back up in New York. Lifelong Met fan. He ditched the Mets to go to the Yankees, and he made a big deal about this on social, and it kind of really took off. But apparently, this guy's always been a loyal Met fan. Mm-hmm. Not only do the Mets suck, because the Mets are just always going to Met. That's just it. And my inside information says Steve Cohen doesn't really care about the Mets. Mm-hmm. He's in this for the casino, and it came from a good source. But I guess he was at the game earlier this week, and Mr. Met gave him the cold shoulder because he was hanging out with the mayor of New York, and that just set Sid Rosenberg right over the edge. And the next day became a Yankee fan, and now he's picked up an entire nation of Yankee fans as his new fans.
And I do believe that the Mets have not won a game since the 86? New York City mayor. Oh. Since the New York mayor was at the Mets game and he hugged Mr. Met. Mm-hmm. They have lost 9 in a row, which is a beautiful thing for us here.
Wow.
Now, one last thing I do want to mention, as my camera has frozen.
I'm not frozen. That's it. I'm taking over the show. Joe is out, and I'm in. And he's back. All right, never mind.
But I'm still frozen.
You are still frozen, buddy. I suppose as long as we can hear you, you could put a picture of Shippy up there instead. But now I'm not hearing you. But yeah, now I hear you.
Well, I haven't really talked, so.
That would be good. You know, why don't we do that one time? If you ever want to have me back on, we can put the horses' heads up and we can talk through them. I'm sure AI can make that happen now.
Yeah, we could do that. Now,
straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
New show.
yeah, yeah. And the one thing is, um, when I do my screen shares, when I do this as a solo show, I end up not being on the screen. I let the Daily Racing Forum page end up taking the whole screen. So, you know, but this is something new for me because we had issues on Thursday for whatever reason.
With Restream?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And today we're having this new issue. And the one thing is there's a program called OBS.
Mm-hmm.
It works hand in hand with Restream. I just haven't figured it out yet, but and
That's
it'll be
next
good.
level stuff, OBS.
Yeah, and I want to use that for possibly the gaming I want to do. So, but for whatever reason, I'm not showing up. I don't know why. Actually, let me see something here. Video settings.
Yeah, we've had about a month's worth of Restream issues, and out of nowhere, Restream's always been pretty solid for us. But
Yeah,
with a lot of the other shows, we've gone in another direction, and I'm looking at two other platforms to possibly use. There you go. You're back, and you're moving. Are you moving? Yeah, you're good. There you go. Look at that. You're magic. You're the magic man.
there we go. I just had to go into the settings a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, since we're joking around stuff, and oh, by the way, I'm wearing my gritty shirt today. No one likes me. I don't care because the Flyers are taking on the Penguins. Now, granted, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Pittsburgh in 5, and that's me as a Flyers fan saying that. But I did have some fun with AI. You saw the Sixers one. I did not release this photo onto my Facebook or Instagram or anything, but I made an AI of the Flyers series.
Okay. Penguin looks terrified.
Yeah. Well, if you saw Gritty like that, well, if you saw Gritty period, you'd be pretty scared as well. But
What's shocking to me is, and I paid no attention to hockey for the past few months, and then I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, what? The Flyers made the playoffs? What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think on Monday I will have a discussion about the whole playoff system or the whole point system because I want to tinker. I want to tinker with the standings and see what would happen with the format that I'd like to see the NHL do. And try to tinker it in such a way that the Flyers don't get into the playoffs.
You're rooting against your team?
No.
Okay.
No. Just so that if anybody from Delaware County, the Jort wearing Delaware County people that root for the Flyers, get more people to watch because, oh, he hates the Flyers. No, I don't hate the Flyers. I'm just trying to mess with you guys. That's all. But yeah, so AJ said, just to recap on our first part here, AJ, Q&A Racing is live. Not all the bells and whistles are there, but enough that you can go to the site QARacing.com.
Yeah, I've been told they're
Also,
coming. They're close, but they said go ahead. Let's just go ahead and announce it. Get people to start. Let people know we're there.
there you go. QARacing.com. That's where you go.
Beautiful.
And I bought in to ship you a little bit more. Whatever. I'm trying to point in your direction, but I have the camera mirror because I can't see
Yeah,
myself
I'm
backwards.
on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. So AJ bought into Shippy as well, thanks to me. And we got AJ's got 7 horses now.
Yeah, I thought I was topped out at 5. And then I was definitely topped out at 6, but it wasn't because you got in on Shippy. It's just that the horse is he's so freaking big. There's something about this horse. When I look at him, I'm like, you know what? All right, for a little bit, I'll do it.
And the trainer may be in a couple of weeks a 2-time Derby winner.
We'll see.
You never know. But we're going to get to the races here, and we have 3 races we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the Bathhouse Row Stakes, which is for 3-year-olds going 1 1/8. Winner of this race has an invite to the Preakness, but most of these horses will have to nominate into the Triple Crown Series. There's 2 horses that are nominated. Then you have the Valley of the Vapor Stakes, which is race 9, which is for the 3-year-old fillies. Are going 1 mile. But not many are going to care about those races except for the connections of those horses, because we are all here for the return of sovereignty and journalism.
It's a big day, and in typical fashion, nobody's talking about the white horse. And I think, yeah, and I think that the white horse. We'll get to the race, but
yeah,
I think my money's going to go on the white horse today.
You being racist?
No, I'm just being. Look, the number. When you look at the numbers here, I mean, both sovereignty and journalism have just insane numbers. When you look at their numbers,
yeah,
Umbaro's got good numbers, but none of these horses pretty much have raced in 6 months, 5 months, some even longer than that. Breeders' Cup is the last time that journalism ran. Is Umbaro? Is that how you say it?
White Umbario.
White Umbario. Okay. So he got scratched day of, and now they're filing a major lawsuit because the trainers and the connection said there's no way you should scratch this horse, part of the horse racing fix. And then Sovereignty had a fever, so he had to drop out of that race. So they're getting the band back together. I saw a great video yesterday on somewhere, I don't know, X, of Sovereignty. They were taking Sovereignty out to, I guess just do a little light work yesterday. Yeah. And he had to walk right past journalism. And it's like they know. Like they locked in on eyeballs, and then journalism, as the horse went by, did not take his eyes off of Sovereignty.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like when I showed the initial video of Shippy 24 walking towards his stall at Gulfstream. And it was like the horses were like doing their Conor McGregor impression. Who the bleep is that guy? So that's what it was originally. Now it's like, oh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants, in that latest video that I showed on Thursday night, I think it was, I showed it. So we're looking at some good stuff here. And just to let you guys know, these 3 races, they will be broadcast live on FS2, I think I said.
Yes.
It will be part of their 4-hour coverage between 4 and 8 p.m. Now, the thing is, the way that Naira and Fox does it, because Fox also covers a million other sports, they're going to bounce around from coverage. They're going to bounce around between FS1 and FS2. So they start FS2, they go to FS1, they go back to FS2. Now, my suggestion, if you don't want to change channels, look for the remote or anything like that, because I'm going to tell you what, with me, I'm going to have both my TVs going at the same time. I'm going to be streaming stuff here. I'm going to have 4 screens going at the same time tonight. Just go to Naira's YouTube, and you can watch the race, the broadcast right on their YouTube. That way, same thing. You just have a 2-minute break where instead of the commercials, You'll just have a thing that says, "We'll be right back after these commercials."
I like it.
So let's get to these 3 races. And by the way, for those that are always looking towards the skies, we are going to have some rain in the forecast today. So I would plan for a wet track. To what degree, I'm not sure. I'm going to guess sloppy at some point. We may get to muddy. This time of year, you could probably go and get the dirt dried out quickly. But I think with the cloudy skies that are going to persist after the fact, as I channel my inner John Belarus, hopefully nobody roofies me. Um, um, you know, I don't think that we'll have I don't think the weather will be effective enough to get it to a drier track by the big race late this afternoon, early this evening. So, and that was your AccuGuess forecast brought to you by Q&A Racing.
Nice.
So let's go here. There we go. So I will zoom in on this a little bit more. And we're going to begin with race number 6. And this is the Bathhouse Row Stakes. And this is a race that they created within the last couple of years because they had extended their meet. Because it used to be the day that they had the Arkansas Derby, it was the last day of the meet.
Where? I'm sorry.
But this is a race that they put in over the last couple of weeks, and this ended up being a prep race for the Preakness. So we have a field of 8 here. Now, my amateur days of handicapping, this would have been the horse I played, the Babe Slayer.
Why? Because you like the name?
Yeah.
That's what you call yourself?
That's my Tinder handle. Western Warriors favored here. Going to have has been lights out at Oaklawn this year, 3 for 3. Whoops, I did not want to turn that back on. Where are you going with this, AJ?
I'm going with the 4. Now, obviously, I like the 2. I like Western Warrior. How could you not? Mm-hmm. Based off of his last 3, and he's moving forward each time. The 4 was garbage out of the gate, but not necessarily garbage. I mean, he ran 2 seconds, but then he switched trainers, took some time off, and came back and got himself a win. So I'm going to look for him to move forward in this race. And I especially like if it's going to rain today, because he's had some success on his one trip on a sloppy track. He did run second. And even though when I say he sucked, I'm looking at the buyers, not the actual end of the race results right there. He's never been off the board. He's in the top 2 every time he's run, but he's moved forward every time. And second race with this trainer, I don't know. That's for me. I want to make some money on this race. So the 2 are not going to give me any money. I'm liking the 4 and the 8. Although I did do a 3-way box, 2, 4, 8. But I also a 4-8 box, and then I got the 4 across the board.
Okay. Yeah, and the one thing is, since we mentioned the wet tracks here, some of the things that I look at here doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does. I always look at the sires here. Highly connected. This may be a horse that will move up in the wet track because I always love to play curling horses. Horses that have curling in the pedigree for off tracks. But I am going to the outside here with Royal American. Now, Will Rogers Downs there. It's kind of a bush track, and I'm sure people in Oklahoma be like, "How dare you call this a bush track?" Okay, it's not. It's not Oaklawn. Okay, that's what I mean by this. But this is a horse that is bred to go 2 turns, and we covered at least the welter stakes. We may have covered both of those races on Quills Picks winners during the week. The one thing I was screaming was, well, I wasn't screaming, but this horse is not bred to sprint. He's bred to go 2 turns. And I think that this horse, that race, the Springboard Mile, which was the only race against Open Company, it wasn't that bad of a race. It was just that Express Kid went to the lead and just blew everybody away that night. So I'm going with the 8 Royal American in an upset because remember last week I told you guys to play the hell we were, and he finished second in that race and looked pretty good for a second place finish. Don't be surprised if Royal American steals this.
I'll take an 8-4.
Yeah. So AJ's going 2-4-8.
Now, let's say I'm going 4-8 with the 2, just in case he sneaks up and gets in between the 2 of these guys.
Okay. And I'm going with the 8 Royal American. He's bred to go long. And this will be a second chance against non-state bred company. And, and also, with this guy Trout, I know
Not Mike.
No, but I know
Okay.
Mike was driving the Yankees crazy this week.
Mike battered the Yankees this week.
First
but
guy
that's right.
to ever hit.
He's on the 45-day disabled list, I think, because he pulled his muscle getting on the plane ride out of New York.
Yeah. Well, gives him time to get ready for Eagle season. So AJ's 4-8 over the 2. I am with the 8 to win here in the Bathhouse Row Stakes. But we acknowledge that Western Warrior is by far the best horse here, having won 3 in a row here. Gets to close out the meet here with one more win here. So don't be surprised if you see Western Warrior. And oh, by the way, Mark Casse.
I did see that. I did see Mark Casse. I'm sure that our buddy Griffin is I saw him post last night back to the horses, and he was on a plane heading back up to I don't know if he was going to Oaklawn. I assume he was going to Kentucky, but who knows?
Yeah, because he was at Parks for the Pennsylvania Derby. Because remember, I was trying to tell him, oh, by the way, there's Grade 1 races at Parks in September last year when we had him on. He was there, and I could tell he was in race mode when the horses went on the track. I didn't even go up to him. Because, you know how you don't want to mess up with somebody's routine and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, superstitions, bro.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, let somebody else give him a hard time or make him break his routine. We're not going to do that, so that's what we did. So that's what I did. So, but I did get to see Dave Weaver up there. I did get to see Jason Beam up there. So, dropping some names, but
I get you.
So, we're moving on to race 9. It's the Valley of the Vapors. 3-year-old fillies going a mile. And for those that are unfamiliar with the setup at Oaklawn, and the former track announcer Terry, well, those that are familiar with the horses years ago, he used to always say, "Into the short stretch of the mile run." This is a first wire finish. They call it the short stretch there. Luch is here. Welcome in, Luch.
Luch on ice.
Mhm.
I'm not even quite sure when it's on anymore because his nights keep flip flopping. But
Yeah,
every Wednesday or Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
yeah. Whenever he feels like at 8 o'clock. And just to, we'll get back to that page in a second. Just to let Luch know, I got my gritty shirt on today. No one likes me. I don't care.
Luch has his Ranger shirt on today, except it says shitty, not gritty.
Actually, I think it was using
Sorry,
his.
buddy.
I think it was using his toilet paper over the second half of the year. But so anyway, Valley of the Vapors here. We got a field of 8 here. Favored is Sticker Shock, which is fitting with the way that everything is in the country right now. Finished second in the fantasy, but it was only a 5-horse race. So say what you will about that. Because I'm, there's two things that I never know what to do with. One is 5-horse fields or less, and also dirt races at Colonial Downs. Um, uh, and where do you land on this race?
Here's what I'm doing on this race. I like the 2. No, wait a minute. Hold on. I like the 2. Let me go back and look here at my sheet. Putting this in right now. I like the 2. Second race off a layoff. Ran huge in his first race back. So I'm going to hope that he moves forward. Again, I'm going for the money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And his morning line was 20-1. Where is he at right now? He's at, where the hell am I? He's at 20-1 right now.
Yeah, that we won't get the odds until race 8 ends.
All right. I like the 4. Also, second race off a layoff. First race was on a sloppy track. Ran a really big number for these horses.
Mm-hmm.
How do you just immediately dismiss Scott's law? I don't know that you can. I mean, ran an 85 his last time out. Only been off the board once in 5 starts. Sticker Shock. I mean, I'll listen to you because you know way more than I do. But
Yeah.
Sticker Shock was not the horse that jumped at me. I'm gonna box 2, 4, 5 in an exact and a trifecta.
Yeah, and even though I said 5-horse races, I don't know what to do with it. Obviously, this horse is taking a big drop here. I mean, you're going from a $200,000 race that's ungraded, where she was in a grade 2 race. She was 9-5 that day and just did not fire. Counting Stars, which is a Mark Casse horse, just blew out that field 1/6. Search Party finished second. I mean, they were well strung out for a 5-horse field. I think this is an automatic toss. And, even though we're looking at a 5-horse race here, we'll see what happens with scratches and stuff like that because it doesn't look like they're in yet. I think Nickel and Dime goes for the lead. Who else did I have going for the lead here off the top of my head here?
Yeah, I looked at all this last night. Let me see. The 3 should go for the lead.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if things will set up nicely for the 6 here. And I'm going to eat chalk here. I'm going to go with the 6 here to win here.
Tossing the 6 right out the window, buddy. No 6 from me. I'm going across the board on the 2, across the board on the 4, and then boxing 2, 4, 5. And that's my final answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
But again, I'm going for the money. I'm not going for the favorite.
Which means AJ will probably hit a 50-1 shot today.
I hope.
Even if it isn't one of these 3 races. And then we have the main event, the Oaklawn Handicap. Somehow this is a grade 2 race, but it's $1.25 million because of the slot money and everything there in Arkansas. They have major purse. And also, you get huge crowds here anyway because there's nothing else to do in Hot Springs. But we have a field of 6 in this race. There's your boy, Barrio. Now, actually, one thing I could do is I can go to there because we can look at different things here. He looked like he was going to win the Pegasus World Cup Invitational and make it 2 years in a row. But Skippy Longstocking said, "Oh, no, you don't." So.
But did you see the cost that race had on Skippy Longstocking? Because when they tried to ship him back to California, he had a meltdown on the plane, and they had to take him off the plane. I don't know where he is now. He might still be sitting in Gulfstream right now.
He ran at, and this is what's great about these free races of the day, which this is. You'll get the free formulator program, and even if you don't get a plan here, you don't have to get a 20 card program like 20 program plan like I do. You can go here and like something like AJ just said, well, I don't know where Skippy Longstocking is. Well, you can look up Skippy Longstocking's race history, and he ran at Oaklawn and won by 5 1/4 lengths last month.
Did they drive him to Oaklawn? Is that what they did?
Probably. And that horse I believe he's going to be running on the Churchill Downs Kentucky Derby undercard, or one of those days during Derby week. So you got you could even watch the race if you wanted to. We're not going to, but
World Cup.
You go like that and watch the race, things like that. We pulled it up from time to time. Yeah, and also if you're using FanDuel's the easiest to get past races because you can search by the horse's name. Twin Spires, you just have to know the day that the horse ran and find the track and stuff like that. So you can actually find these races online. So, some in some ways you'll have to dig a little bit more depending on what your favorite platform is. So just to let you guys know about that. So, but White Barrio, this is your horse in this race. AJ, I believe.
I think so. I mean, look, nobody's run in a while. So, and these obviously you don't get any better than this group of horses, some of them.
Yeah.
But they haven't run in a while.
Yeah.
So 4 to 5 on Sovereignty? No, why? Why? Just get the money in your pocket or hope that you get a couple of bucks on somebody other than Sovereignty and other than journalism.
Yeah.
So,
and this is race 11, right?
Be the horse for me, yeah.
Yeah. And if you're going to play this on FanDuel, on the FanDuel Racing app, site, whatever, this race is a money back wager up to $10. If your horse finishes second, you'll get your money back. So I just pulled that up now. So now, liberal arts. This is an interesting story that I read yesterday. This trainer, Heather Iron, she used to be a jockey that used to race here at Parks. She's from the Midwest. She had to take over her parents' racing stable. They had an unfortunate accident were both killed in the early 2000s. And she ended up with this horse because they deemed this horse untrainable. And she basically said, we'll let the horse tell us what to do. and the jockey in this race is her boyfriend, and he said, "Do your magic," and they've been able to get him to train, and he's stepping up in class here, big time here. But it would be a nice story to see this horse win. But sometimes it's not about the nice story; it's about the big horses that are in this race here. Sovereignty, we know all about him. Yeah, he spiked the fever leading up to the race at Del Mar for the Classic. Fired numerous bullets at Payson Park, and oh, by the way, I did find out where where that training center is in Boynton Beach.
Yeah, it's just west of where I'm at.
Yeah,
I just it's hidden away somewhere. Like
yeah,
literally, you won't know it's there unless
yeah,
you're right
yeah.
on top
It's
of it. I
about
got to
8
get
miles
out there.
away. It's 8 miles west of you.
Yeah, I got to get out there one morning.
Duke of Duval, race filler, in my opinion. That's what I usually call some of these horses. Journalism, gotta be thinking, oh, not again. But he's been training like gangbusters, and they think that he's going to be running a big race here today. Oh, by the way, even though Sovereignty beat him on in the slop at Churchill Downs in the Kentucky Derby, oh, by the way, sired by Curlin.
Hmm.
And if there is a horse that's going to upset this field, now hear me out when I say this.
Publisher, I looked at that.
Now, here's the reason why. The whole light bulb handicapping angle. Now, granted, it took him 13 tries to break his maiden. But because he was good enough, he ran okay in the Rebel. They said, oh, we'll throw him into the Arkansas Derby. That was the race that Sandman won, where they went insanely fast. Got a trip to the Derby.
Sandman hasn't even been in the money since that race.
No, I don't think he has. Matter of fact,
He's on hiatus right now.
Yeah. Well, he finished third at the Preakness, and after that, nothing there. They ran on the turf because, hey, big money, why not? You know, they're giving him a little bit of a break, and who knows what happens. So, yeah, so Sandman really hasn't done much since the Derby, just at 1/3. But when you look at Publisher, even with the time off they had between races, Indiana Derby, that wasn't that bad of a race. Oklahoma Derby was a bit blah. Then it's like, well, I don't know where to put this horse. We might as well just try to have it break its maiden. Doesn't do anything there, but finally, race 13, he wins at Oaklawn in the mud. Then they run him in the slop on March 7th, wins that race. Then he runs in the American Pharaoh, which is a restricted stakes race for horses that never won a stakes race. He wins that one as well. He wins that going away by a length and a half. Now, is he the caliber of journalism and sovereignty of White Barrio? No. But some days you just don't need to be. But if I were to tell you if there's an upset winner in this race, it's Publisher. But because we do have some rain involved, and like, for example, he finished fourth to Forever Young, who won the Saudi Cup race here. Yeah, they did mention here in the closer look section here. Don't be surprised. I mean, don't be surprised if journalism runs big here, because he did run well off of the layoff here at Santa Anita and San Felipe back in March. But you can counter that saying, well, he didn't run that great here. at Del Mar. That may just be Del Mar itself, because Del Mar can be a quirky track. So,
To me,
so
the only possible surprise that can come out of this race
hmm
is if Duke of Duval wins. That's the only shocker that can happen. If journalism and sovereignty finish out of the money, I wouldn't be that shocked
hmm
because they've been off for a while.
hmm
So we just don't know. And if publisher wins, it wouldn't be shocking to me. So when I'm looking, yeah, it's a cool story. Sovereignty versus journalism. Again, this is like
yeah,
Mayweather Pacquiao
hmm
almost.
yeah,
But if they both ran out of the money, it wouldn't be shocking.
yeah,
If they just ran 45 days ago and they got
hmm
their first race back out of the way and their bullets turned into actual really good races, it'd be a different story. But it's just a long time to be off. I don't care
hmm
what, and maybe obviously I don't know what you know, or Frank the Bank knows, or most people know, but a long time off is a long time off, and you don't
yeah,
know what's going
yeah, and also, um, you can go into some of these analytical stats here, like for example, and this is over the last year or so, horses that are coming back from 3 to 6 month breaks. With Michael McCarthy, they win 14% of the time. 1.06 return of investment. Bill Mott, 74 times with horses with 6 months or more, wins 14% of the time out of a 74 race sample size, 120 on the return of investment. But um, who did you say you like in this race?
I'm going 1-8. I'm sorry, 1-6. 1-6.
Okay.
I boxed 1-6. Hang on. Let me look at the actual bet that I made here and see what I did here. Where are we? Race 11. I boxed 1-6, and I went across the board on the 1.
Okay.
It
Okay.
doesn't
So
make any sense to me because even if the 1 comes on top of
hmm
journalism or sovereignty,
hmm
it still ain't gonna pay anything.
no.
So I'm just I'm hoping, if you ask me, here's $2 and you have to win the race, I'm probably
Mm.
going in a different direction.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those are not the restrictions that are on me. So I'm trying to pull something out of my rear end here and
Yeah.
score a couple of bucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm hoping that sovereignty takes a ton of money here. And also, you only have 6 horses in this race, so you don't have the options available. So I'm just going to
Sovereignty could win this race by 50 lengths, and that wouldn't be surprising either, would it?
no. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if journalism ends up winning as well because he's the biggest closer of them all.
Yeah.
But
His closing kick is insane when you look at the numbers.
yeah,
Is it 130 or something like that, or
123, yeah,
123? Yeah.
yeah. So AJ's going with the 1 and the 6. And also, just to let you know, Sappy Joseph, who I've always said is a Gulfstream Park trainer that only wins at Gulfstream Park, he's 6 for 18 at Oaklawn this meet.
Just winning a third of the time. And I'll tell you what you just said about Safi only winning at Gulfstream, no, because he trains one of my horses, and we ain't winning nothing with that horse yet. Who's running on Saturday? Keepsake is next week.
She's going to be running next weekend?
Yeah, she's running Saturday. Yeah, I think she's running a Gulfstream Saturday. It might not be a Gulfstream. I don't know, but she's running on Saturday. I know that. I can look real fast, but I'm not really talking about her until she starts doing something here. It's very disappointing.
Hey, I'll still promote it on my show during the week.
Hang on, I'll tell you where she's at. It was in that newsletter you were looking at earlier. That's where I saw it. Oh, that's impractical. Here we go. The catch up right here. They got the whole June or the whole keepsake box maiden special Gulfstream on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which I will not attend because it's my daughter's birthday that day. So if I have to choose between my daughter or keepsake,
Yeah.
daughter. Now, if it was my daughter or Superman or my daughter or the town, well, you know what? My kid will have other birthdays. But
Or
keepsake, no.
Or if it was the town at Gulfstream Park, it's, hey, we're having a birthday at Gulfstream Park this year.
No, I'm not going to go to Gulfstream Park when the town runs because I've been at almost every one of his races there, except for the one that he won. So superstition, I can't go back to Gulfstream until he loses at Gulfstream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, that means with me getting another 10 shares of Shippy 24, I might be making a trip or two down to Florida this summer. Probably.
Well, it was either Shippy or Woodburn. I think it was Woodburn, though. Woodburn's going to ship up to Saratoga in about a month. And I would assume then he'll make his debut at Saratoga sometime this summer.
I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe even be during that week in June for the Belmont Stakes Festival. They might have a 5 furlong race in there.
Not getting the feedback that we're going to go that soon. It would be cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, this is just me on the outside speculating. But yeah, so I see the bottom here, the April racing schedule. A couple of horses we're not a part of here, and then Impractical Friday, Keepsake Box on Saturday. There's a note about our horse Shippy training on time. Life is Good got its first winner with Wagley.
I'm so confident about Friday. That's why I wore the hat this morning.
Yeah, even though I'm not a fan of the way that they did that with Impractical,
What? Cut his nuts?
No,
the hat you're talking about. That's the in thing now. I saw the first time I saw Luch was one of these upside down hats, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I don't know if that's cool, I guess. But I'm gonna tell you that Impractical was the first one that I got in on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really rooting this horse on.
Yeah. And I think that this horse is going to improve. We'll look at that probably leading up to Friday. I'll probably have a segment on that, and we'll see if we can get him home.
And I should say that people who watch the show, enjoy the show, watch it live, watch it, and people are watching, whether they're watching now or they're watching immediately afterwards this afternoon, because I see the numbers.
Yeah.
And this is, like these shows, it's not a long shelf life. Because the shelf life of the show is over. Yeah, it's 7:20 tonight. That's it, because that's what we talked about today. But coming up, and we'll be able to announce this midweek probably, either through Q&A or Bleacher Brothers or both. We're going to rack up a series of Kentucky Derby lead-up shows. And, we'll be looking, not just us two knuckleheads or us two and Frank or Defoe, but we're going to bring on jockeys, trainers. We're going to put out some really good, who knows, maybe Q&A at some point next year or shortly after can fill the hole that FanDuel TV is going to leave.
Yeah.
So, we're producers are already hard at work lining up our guests for us here.
And hopefully when I do these interviews, I don't cancel out the audio like I did a year ago when we were at Gulfstream Park.
I do remember that. Yes, I
Yeah,
do remember that.
yeah. But by the way, I might. Who knows? Maybe I get Jess on the show. That will definitely have to be a tape show because she's a morning person. She's posting stuff on Instagram at like 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm not even awake yet.
You got to get up early and you got to go to Parks and get out there and do the show, tape it at Parks, and then play it in its
Hmm.
normal time slot.
Yeah. And by the way, Mike, my Monday night host,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to be up there on Wednesday.
Beautiful.
Yeah, delayed birthday party. I don't even know why we delayed it, but we did because his birthday was last month. I don't know why we did that, but we delayed it. But I'm finally paying up for it this week. So,
Because Mike is old and you're old and I'm old, so we don't celebrate birthdays when we get old. We just skip over them and say, it's another day.
well, we skip over them for the most part, but we do go out and have some fun. Oh, there was a memo from Parks that came up this week. They are adding 4 days of racing in July, 5 o'clock post times.
They got lights at
No,
Parks or no?
I'm
So
imagining it's
they have
probably
like
going to be like
four
an eight.
cards.
I imagine it's going to be like an 8 race card.
July, it's staying light out until about 9 o'clock
About
in
8:30
Philly,
here.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I imagine that maybe the last two may be bumped up to 4 o'clock, but yeah, I kind of like those late afternoon posts. Get to sleep in and get to look things over the morning of and go from there. So, but it is what it is. So, and they have been working on the turf. I think they're saying September the turf will be ready to go.
When does that meet
Like
end?
that's a year-round racetrack.
Oh, is it really? They don't
Yeah.
take a break at all? Oh, okay.
They take a break over the summer,
Okay.
but they don't consider it different meets. It's just okay. We're going to take a couple of weeks off because mainly Saratoga's running. They don't want to compete with Saratoga on Mondays or whatever. But even though
Hmm.
Saratoga doesn't run on Mondays anymore, so they take the summer off and then come back at the end of August. And you know, then next thing you know, you have Smarty Jones Day right at the start of the when they come back in August, and then you have the Pennsylvania Derby this year on September 19th.
And that'll probably be the same day the Phillies are eliminated from postseason play.
It may be by September 1st the way they're playing right now.
That's right. Donnie Baseball is going to step in there at some point, and boom, there we go.
That was my bold prediction on X this year.
It's good. It's a good call.
I mean, and I think that more than anything else, Don Mattingly, and I called it a couple of years ago when Preston was part of the front office, not necessarily GM. I said, don't be surprised if Don Mattingly ends up on the Phillies somehow. I just don't have any proof of it. I just can't find it. Like most of the things in my life right now.
Mm-hmm. I know that feeling.
Yeah. So, anyways, in regards to baseball, you can go to my X at Joe Quills. You can get you can get the link for the interview I did with Top Fan Rivalry, all things Phillies. You can catch me Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 9 o'clock on most of these same channels for the Joe Quill Show. And Monday, we get even more blue than usual, and the sound drops are out and everything like that. So, AJ's thinking, why did I take him on?
Not at all. Not at all, man. And
But
the final. This is an announcement. The final 3 ever Bleacher Brother shows are coming starting this Wednesday. and that's it. It's like The Sopranos. We're ending. We may just even fade to black right in the middle of one of the shows.
So, like, right now.
So be the whole screen. Be the whole screen. But yeah, the final 3 Bleacher Brothers shows.
Okay.
Don't anybody read too much into it, but that show is coming to an end. New shows will be emerging.
So the one thing, and I'll let you know behind the scenes when Mike and I are here on Monday nights. Mike always asks me, when's AJ doing another show? When AJ's doing another show? I'm like,
I've been on hiatus for a year. I'm like Larry David when he does Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Like once every 8 years.
I say he's doing more behind the scenes work than he is doing his own show. So that's how I describe it. You know, you transition to executive.
I don't want to be an executive. I want to have fun doing shows again. So that's why I like doing this one with you occasionally, because it's fun.
Yeah. And I try to make it fun, even if it's just me by myself or with you or even with Frank or whoever, you know. And, you know, we discussed some things that I don't think we're going to talk about right now, but, you know, this show could be expanding. This show could be expanding as my waistline is going to be shrinking. Because
did you get the Ozempic? Is that what you did?
I've been on Ozempic.
Oh, have you? All right, good for you. I guess. I don't know. Is it working? Is it helping? Do you like it?
It's actually helping my A1C and blood sugar and stuff like that. It's just that it's been keeping my weight pretty much even. So you up my dosage. So, yeah, and I've also noticed that one of the things it does and why it helps you lose weight is it curbs your appetite.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was originally on the other one, which is Mounjaro, I said to the doctor, I was like, yeah, I have a hard time eating. He goes, yeah, that's because that's what the drug is supposed to do. It's supposed to curb your appetite so that you can lose the weight. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's nothing really. It's not a side effect or anything. It's just part of what it's supposed to do. Okay.
I might need that, Joe, because since I've been back from Ireland, which is not even a month yet, I'm up 25 pounds in like 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, but you don't look it.
Well, when I came back from Ireland, I looked like Charlie Sheen when his AIDS kicks in. I mean, I was thin, but yeah, I feel much better now that I'm putting weight back on.
Which is a reminder here.
Charlie Sheen's going to be on Tuesday night with you. I'm winning.
As I'm running with the highlighter here, Charlie Sheen drops.
Oh yeah, you need some of those.
I can find them because I do have a thing on YouTube where I have a folder playlist of all my sound drops that I found. Even if I have to
work them in and out,
edit them down.
Okay.
But but I also have to figure out how to play them while I have the headset on and everything like that too. So there's a way of doing it. But that is going to be.
I'm going to make some money today. These 2 early races, I'm going to hit one of these long shots.
And hopefully you do so you can throw it all in on your 1/6 box.
And put it all on Impractical. All my bets are locked. I will not make another bet. Lock them all in during the show. Next one is not a bet. It's an investment on Impractical on Friday.
Mm-hmm. And I almost cashed that. What was it, like 11 or 12 to 1? Last time out, he just got passed by a horse that was a closer. That's all. But that is going to be it for this show. AJ, thank you once again for joining me. And I believe AJ will be back next week.
Yeah, if you want me, Oh, whoa. Maybe. It's my kid's birthday. So let me
Oh,
see.
yeah,
Let
that's
me
right.
see how it shakes out. Let me see how it shakes out. You, not as easy to blow off as keepsake. So I'll
Yeah.
do my best, but I'll let you know.
Yeah, the kid's more important to me.
Depends on the day.
Well, also, we're also talking about a show at 10 o'clock in the morning. As long as she doesn't turn it into a month-long event like a lot of people do now.
It's a whole thing. There's roller skating. She wanted to go to Times Square. My 13-year-old wanted to go to Times Square for her birthday. I'm like, no, not going to happen. But then I came back and I'm like, wait a minute. Chase Brooks is fighting on Friday night in New York City. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, all right, maybe we fly up Friday morning. I go see Chase Friday night, hang out with the kid in Times Square on Saturday, come home on Sunday, get her back at school Monday. But we couldn't work out I had the tickets all. I was ready to push the button and do it, but then I found out I had nobody to take care of my dog, so
Yeah.
couldn't make it happen. But yeah, no, we got roller skating next Saturday, and then out to dinner with family and all that sort of jazz. So you only turned 13 once, so
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
but I'll try. I'll let you know. I want to come back. But if
Yeah.
not, we're going to put out so much horse racing content over the
Yeah.
next leading up to the Derby, and then the Preakness, and then the Belmont or the Saratoga Belmont.
And then Derby is 2 weeks away,
It is.
which will be our third annual our second supermassive show because we didn't do a show last year. I mean, we had shows during the week, but we didn't do a show on Saturday because I was down with you at Gulfstream for the Derby.
We were there for the Derby last year. Yeah, we were there for with Tom. Tom had the box outside. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But we left before the Derby, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. But it
We had a
wasn't
good.
it wasn't that crowded though.
No, it wasn't. We had a good Derby lineup last year. We had a lot of freaking people on, so that's what we're going. We're trying to up it this year. So we're hard at work already.
Yeah. And I'll work on some things as well. And
Awesome.
And we'll get to see me as a interviewer, get to build my resume, my portfolio, and everybody will be like, no, not at all. Goodbye.
I got to take my 55-year-old bladder to the bathroom, buddy.
All right, and that means we're shutting the show down here tonight, and we do this morning. And hope everybody has a great day, and hope you. If we don't win, we hope you win, but we hope we win. So whatever. So
screw you. We're trying to win. Listen to us.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah. So hope everybody has a great day out there. AJ, thank you once again, and